Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang terhormat Bapak Fitrian Imaduddin selaku dosen mata kuliah Bahasa Inggris di kelas A tahun ajaran 2021. Nah, pada kesempatan kali ini kami dari kelompok 3 akan mempresentasikan tugas yang ketujuh dengan anggota Akbar Rizky Ramadan NIM I042101, Ahmad Cahyadi I04210112, Alferdinando Istiawan I04210113, Alamsyah Cahyo I04210114, dan Aldi Fahli Muzaki dengan NIM I04210115. Nah, pada kali ini kami akan menjelaskan summary dari teks yang berjudul Brief History of the Study of Vibration. People become attached to vibrations when they created their first musical instruments, such as a whistle, a kind of flute, or a drum. Since then, both musicians and philosophers have sought the rules and laws of sound production, then used them in the improvement of musical instruments and passed them down for generation to generation. Since 400 before Christ, music has developed rapidly and highly valued by the Chinese, Hindus, Japanese, and Egyptians. They observe certain rules related to the art of music, even though they have little knowledge of science. The hunter's bow, which was like weapon of the ancient Egyptian army, became the inspiration for making stringed instruments. One of the most string instruments resembles a harp with 3 or 4 strings, producing only the note on each string.
Untuk selanjutnya, summary akan dibacakan oleh saya, Ahmad Cahyadi, NIM I04210112. The museum also exhibits an 11-string harp, sounding box that found at Ur in a royal tomb dating from about 216 before century. Our present system of music is based on ancient Greek civilization that investigated in scientific basis by Greek philosopher and mathematician named Pythagoras.
Kemudian, summary akan saya lanjutkan. Pythagoras conducted experiments on a vibrating string by using a simple apparatus called a monochord. Although the concept of pitch was developed by the time of Pythagoras, the relation between the pitch and the frequency was not understood until the time of Galileo in the 16th century. Around 350 BC, Aristotle wrote three treatises on music and sound, making observations as the voice is sweeter than the sound of instruments.
Hello, my name is Alamsyah Cahyo. This time I want to tell you all about the summary that I have been made. Let me read it first. In 320 BC, Aristoxenos, a student of Aristotle who was also a musician, wrote a 3-volume work entitled Elements of Harmony. It is thought that to be the eldest book on music to have been discovered. Around 300 BC, in a treatise called The Introduction of Harmonics, Euclid wrote something about music without reference to the physical nature of sound. There was no further advance in scientific knowledge of the sounds made by the Greeks. Oke, jadi untuk artinya, untuk terjemahannya, pada tahun 320 sebelum Masehi, Aristoxenos yang merupakan seorang murid Aristoteles dan dia juga merupakan seorang musisi, menulis sebuah karya 3 volume yang berjudul Element of Harmony. Buku tersebut diduga merupakan buku tertua tentang musik yang telah ditemukan. Dan pada sekitar tahun 300 sebelum Masehi, Euclid atau dalam risalahnya yaitu Pengantar Harmonik menulis sesuatu tentang musik tanpa referensi dari sifat fisik suara. Tidak ada kemajuan lebih lanjut dalam pengetahuan ilmiah tentang suara yang dibuat oleh orang-orang Yunani. After research, it turned out that the Romans gained knowledge of music from the Greeks, except for Vitruvius, a famous Roman architect around 20 BC on the acoustic property of the theatre. His treatise, The Architectural Libre Design, has been missing for many years and can be rediscovered in the 15th century. There appears to have been no development in sound and vibration theory for nearly 60 centuries after Vitruvius' work. Untuk terjemahannya, setelah diteliti, ternyata bangsa Romawi memperoleh pengetahuan tentang musik dari bangsa Yunani, kecuali Vitruvius, seorang arsitek Romawi yang terkenal sekitar tahun 20 sebelum Masehi pada properti akustik teater. Risalahnya yang berjudul The Architectural Libre Design telah hilang selama bertahun-tahun dan dapat ditemukan kembali pada abad ke-15. Tampaknya tidak ada perkembangan dalam teori suara dan getaran selama hampir 16 abad setelah karya Vitruvius.
Untuk selanjutnya saya Aldi Fahli Musyaki NIM I0421015 akan menjelaskan tentang ringkasan dari paragraf ke-6. Xiang felt the need to develop a tool to measure earthquake because in ancient times China often experienced earthquake. In AD 132, he invented the first board seismograph. The seismograph, made of bronze cast, 8 in diameter and shaped like a wine jar. Inside is a mechanism consisting of a pendulum surrounded by a lever that points in 8 directions. The outer end connected to the lever, shaped like dragon head, with a bronze ball in its mouth. When a strong earthquake comes from one direction, the pendulum will tilt in that direction. The dragon mouth opens, the bronze ball falls into the mouth of the frog below it and produces a clanging sound so that the direction of the earthquake can be detected.
Baik, sekarang kami akan menyampaikan tentang main clause yang ada di paragraf pertama berbunyi, people became interested in vibration when they created the first musical instruments, probably whistles or drums. And then, music had become highly developed and was much appreciated. On paragraph 2, straight musical instruments probably originated with the hunter's bow. And then, one of the most primitive stringed instruments.
Paragraph 2. The museum also exhibits a harp and sounding box that found at Ur in a royal tomb. Untuk paragraph 3, the present system of music is investigated in scientific basis by Greek philosopher and mathematician.
Kemudian saya akan membahas main clause for paragraph 3. Yang pertama, Pythagoras conducted experiments on a vibrating. Di sini ada subjeknya yaitu Pythagoras dengan predikat verb yaitu conducted experiments. Yang kedua, bridge 2 is made movable. Di sini dengan subjek bridge 2 is made movable itu adalah verbnya, predikatnya. Lalu yang ketiga ada Pythagoras observed dengan subjek Pythagoras dan dengan verb observe itu. Lalu untuk paragraf keempat ada Aristotle wrote thesis, di mana subjeknya itu adalah Aristotle dengan verb yaitu wrote.
On the paragraph 4, we can find the main clause. That is, in 320 BC, Aristophanes, a student of Aristotle who was also a musician, wrote a 3-volume work entitled Elements of Harmony. And in the paragraph 5, we can find the main clause. That is, his treatise, The Architectural Elaboracy, has been missing for many years and can be rediscovered in the 15th century.
Untuk paragraf 6, yang pertama ada China experienced many earthquakes in ancient times. Ini di sini China sebagai subjek dan experience itu sebagai verb. Many questions sebagai objek dan in ancient time itu sebagai adverb. Yang kedua ada kalimat he invited the world first seismograph. He-nya sebagai subjek dan invited sebagai verb. Yang kalimat ketiga adalah thus the seismograph enable the humanitarian person. The seismograph itu sebagai subjek, enable itu sebagai verb. Jadi bisa dikatakan sebagai kalimat induk.
Untuk selanjutnya yaitu technical terms. Yang pertama, vibration. A periodic change with time of the displacement of elements making up a component of or structure. Yang kedua ada tension. The condition in a bar, belt, cable, spring, string, wire, egg, which is being pulled from either end. Yang ketiga ada pendulum. A device consisting of a weight at the lower end of a long rod or wire supported at the top in such a way that the weight can swing freely in a vertical plane. Yang keempat ada lever. A stiff rod or beam pivoted about a fulcrum with a load at same point along the lever being moved by a force at the third point. There are 3 classes of lever defined according to the relative position of the effort, fulcrum, and load. Lalu ada direction, the orientation of a line with respect to some datum. Lalu ada frequency, the numbers of cycles per second in a oscillation or the repetition rate for a cyclic process. Lanjut. Kemudian ada strings, yaitu having strings or on musical instrument. Lalu ada royal tomb, large grave that is above ground for king, queen, or their family, and that usually has a sculpture or other decoration on it. Kemudian ada depicted, show or represent by a drawing, painting, or other art form. Kemudian ada ancient, belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence. Lalu yang terakhir ada civilization, the stage of human social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced.
Baik, mungkin sekian dari kelompok kami. Apabila ada kesalahan dalam pengucapan, kami mohon maaf. Kami tutup. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.